Hey there, we are live from Midtown Comics Times Square. It's Wednesday, that means it's New Comic Book Day, which means that there are tons of awesome books that have come out this week. We're going to walk down this new release wall. We're going to highlight some of the cool new books that have come out today, and we're going to take a look right here, starting right off the bat with some Dark Horse hits. We've got the latest issue of American Gods, really fun series, of course, by Neil Gaiman. And we've got this great Mac cover. Mac does amazing covers, really great work. We've got the newest installment of Briggs Land, as well as the new issue of Dragon Age. Gru, of course, came out. Gru's always fun, really popular series. And Shadows on the Grave by Richard Corbin. Really cool, really freaky cover here. Really cool. Maybe not for the kids. Then we move over to DC. Of course, DC's got a lot of really fun books this week. We've got Batgirl and the Birds of Prey. In this issue, we get to see Source Code unfold as the new Oracle faces off against the Birds of Prey with guest appearance by Catwoman. Really cool, really fun, really great to see Catwoman popping up in a lot of books because she doesn't have her own right now, so it's always cool when she says hey. Then we've got the newest issue of Detective Comics, issue 960. Azrael's past is coming to the forefront of the Dark Knight's recent adventures as he teams up with Zatanna, kind of a mix of magic and sci-fi. We've got some really cool things being unearthed here. Then we've got the brand new issue of Gotham Academy, second semester, with a special appearance by Damian Wayne. Gotham Academy is such a fun book, really cool series, really happy that it's gotten so much life out of it. We've, of course, got this really ominous cover for Red Hood and the Outlaws this week. Of course, this is the Red S that we are familiarized with from Superman Doomsday in the 90s, Death of Superman, but backwards, so it's Bizarro. Hopefully, Bizarro makes it out okay. Show off this cool Gilliam March cover as well as they're facing off with Solomon Grundy. Bizarro and Solomon Grundy. I don't know who's got a worse complexion. Let's be real here. Then we've got the brand new issue of Bug from Young Animal. Really fun. We got the whole Allred family on it. We've got Lee Allred, Michael Allred, and Laura Allred. Really cool series. Really fun and creative. Maybe take a flip open. Check out some of that Allred goodness. Really cool. Really animated. And really gross. I'm sorry. That's disgusting. That's like the worst sneeze I've ever seen. Probably ever. Then we've got, of course, one of the big hits of this week, Dark Days, the casting. This is all in the build-up to Dark Knight's Metal coming later this summer. This is a really cool series, and it's got art by Andy Kubert and John Romita Jr., and, of course, Jim Lee as well, doing this really foil cover. Really great series, written by Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV. Super cool, and it's really got some heavy implications on the DC universe going further. Also awesome is that this is actually building on things that have existed not only since the beginning of Scott Snyder's run on Batman all those years ago, but from the beginning of the DC universe, really playing on a lot of cool aspects of continuity here. And they highlight a classic Silver Age team that I haven't seen in a book in like 5 years, and that made me really happy because I miss them. I won't tell you who, but it made me happy. Then, of course, we've got the brand new issue of The Flash, issue number 26. Really cool. We've got Howard Porter on art here as we showcase. I don't want to flip through and show you the wrong pages because, of course, this is dealing with a future timeline, analyzing just what happens with Barry and Iris in the future. Show off that really cool double-page spread by Howard Porter with some great attention to detail here. I mean, we've got Infantino Street. We've got jitters in the background. How cool is this? And I don't want to spoil, but just looking at this page, I see something I have not seen in a long time. Those purple tornadoes are super cool and a really fun callback to an older aspect of Flash continuity. Then we do have the brand new issue of Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, issue number 24, part of the Fracture storyline with Ethan Van Sciver on art with Robert Venditti writing. Always really cool. I love when Van Sciver jumps in. Then we've got the new issue of Justice League of America. A couple really cool covers here to showcase. Really fun series, really great, showing off some of the more, not obscure, but some of the lesser known, the B team of DC, and showing them really take charge and really stand apart. Then, of course, if you're excited for Planet of the Apes coming out this Friday, we've got Planet of the Apes and Green Lantern crossing over. That's right, the crossover you never thought you would get concludes this week. It was a 6-part series, really fun. These covers are great as it shows the different color, like the color spectrum, as applied to the Planet of the Apes characters. Really cool series, really fun, and it's really great that they've been able to do this fun, wacky crossover. Then we've got the newest issue of Scooby Apocalypse. Scooby's looking a bit feral there. You do not want to mess with Scooby when he hasn't had his snacks. Really fun book by Keith Giffen and Jim DeMatteis with Dale Eaglesham on art. Eaglesham is awesome. I love his work. Oh, my God. He's so good. So happy to see that he's on it. Then we've got the brand new issue of Suicide Squad. Now, in the last issue of Suicide Squad, we saw that the team has a new leader, and that leader is now jumping into the fray with Kill Your Darlings, a brand new storyline. If you haven't been reading the book, this is a chance to get in. It's a bit of a shift in the status quo. Really fun series, and I really love everything they've done with it. Then, of course, we've got Escape from the Phantom Zone in Supergirl. Batgirl and Supergirl have been stranded in the Phantom Zone. How will they ever make it out? I think it's great. Showing off the Bengal cover there. Really cool. And I love that they've doing this really cool crossover between Batgirl and Supergirl. Two classic characters that, you know, they like to team up. We don't get it often enough. Really cool. Now we're going to take a bump up and we're going to check out some of these really cool collections. We've got the Batman Noir edition of Dark Victory. These are really cool. It presents the entire book in black and white inked art. Of course, Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb have done such amazing collaborations, so many over the years. Really cool to see Tim Sale's art in a black and white presentation. Then we've got some classic Batman with Tales of the Batman by Jerry Conway. Jerry Conway, of course, a ridiculously famous writer. He's done so many great books over the years, whether it be Spider-Man, whether it be Batman. Always cool stuff. Then we've got the latest volume of Nightwing, Volume 6 of the classic Chuck Dixon series. Really cool stuff. Early 2000s work now that we've gotten up to that point in the Nightwing run. Really great. Of course, we've got the Justice League Rebirth Volume 3, and we have the deluxe hardcover edition of Volume 1. Now, this contains what would have been Volume 1 and 2 of the paperback in one hardcover edition. This hardcover is nice. It's a bit oversized. Really cool, and it's $35, and it has such a wide range of stories in it. Really cool. If you're excited for the Justice League movie coming out this fall in November, check out the current book by Brian Hitch. Really cool, really fun series. Bunch of different artists on it. Hitch does some art himself, and then Tony Daniel and Neil Edwards jumping in a bit here and there. Really cool. Then we've got some Wildstorm classic collections. Of course, we've got Midnighter. Midnighter, such a cool character by Garth Ennis, Giffen, and Chris Sprouse and Carl Story. Those are some amazing names. I mean, Ennis and Giffen have just done so many great books over the years. And then we've got Planetary Book 1 being reprinted in a nice new edition. This is Warren Ellis and John Cassidy, and it is an amazing book that I cannot speak highly enough of. One of the most critically acclaimed books that Wildstorm ever put out. And something I'll show you here, you can see that they've done this nice spine treatment. They've done this consistently across these new Wildstorm trades. So if you check out the trades, they'll actually all look really good on your shelf together. I get excited over little things like that. Maybe you do too. That's really cool and definitely worthwhile. Check out those great books. Going back to some of the weekly releases, we've got the newest issue of Action Comics. Of course, Superman is, let's see, that other cover. Oh, it's right next to me, duh. We've got the Superman Revenge Squad taking on not only Superman, but the Superman family. Now, that's a really cool thing because we get to see here in this Clayman cover, we've got Supergirl, we've got new Superman, we've got Superman himself in the back facing off against the likes of Cyborg, Superman, and I know that, oh, there's Eradicator in the corner. Really cool, really great to see the entire Superman family getting in on the action together. Then we have the brand new issue of New Superman, if you want to check him out on his own. Now, this is a really fun series by Gene Wang Yang, and this art is by Billy Tan this issue. Just show off this opening double-page splash. Looks really nefarious, really cool. Really like this book, and I love this variant cover by Bernard Chang. The regular cover is Philip Tan, not to be confused with Billy Tan. but this otherwise really cool cover as well. Then we've got the brand new issue of Superwoman and a brand new issue of Titans as well. Not Teen Titans, but Titans. Couple different covers here by Kenneth Rocafort and Dan Mora. I love Dan Mora's art. Really happy to see him getting some good exposure. Really fun storyline. We get to see some budding romance as Donna Troy and Wally West seem to be, you know, getting a little intimate. And it's really cool. It's really different. As a Wally West fan, I'm really curious about this new direction that they are taking the character on. And we've got a brand new issue of Wonder Woman. Now, this is Shea Fontana's first issue. It is a brand new creative team. Mirko Andolfo on the art. Really fun. And if you have not been reading the Wonder Woman book and you are looking to jump in, this is really accessible and really easy to get into. It's a really fun, really casual story that I think is really great if you are looking to get into the character, having seen Wonder Woman. Maybe because Recca was finishing off his run, you were waiting it out a little bit. Jump in now. It's really fun, really cool. Then we have the brand new issue of American Way. This is by John Ridley, the Academy Award-winning writer of 12 Years a Slave. So if you want to check out his comic book work, definitely worthwhile. Then we've got a much talked about book, Calexic. Calexic is about California leaving the Union, literally leaving the United States of America and forming its own country after the California vote is overwhelmingly against the presidential candidate. Show off this variant cover here. Really cool series. Flip open to check out some of the cool art in here. Really fun series. And in the back of the book, they actually include a number of interviews that I think is really great that showcase the actual real-world politics. So these are actual political editorials, and it plays into the politics behind the creation of Calexic. Really cool idea. Then we've got the first issue of The Last Song, another new book from Black Mask. And over here in Boom, we've got the first issue of the War of the Planet of the Apes. Really cool. Love this cover. David Walker writing this series, tying in with the upcoming movie. Show off that Paulo Rivera cover. Really cool. Of course, Planet of the Apes. Very excited for War of Planet of the Apes on Friday. I'm probably going to see it on Friday itself. I can't wait. Then we've got Atari 2000 or 2600, of course, making a comeback, doing a bunch of Atari-themed games. Books. This is Centipede, of course, based on the classic arcade game. Then we have also from Dynamite, Skin and Earth, issue number 1. Skin and Earth is a brand new book from recording artist Lights. It is actually tying in with her newest album, and it's really cool. And she does the art and writes it herself, and you wouldn't always expect a singer to be actually very talented as a writer and artist. So that's really cool. Then as we head over to Valiant, we have this ridiculously ominous cover. This is a warning label on the outside of the book warning you of just what's going to happen. So don't casually flip through it. I'm not going to flip through this at all because I don't want to spoil it for you, even though I do already know because I couldn't help myself. Now we've got Harbinger Renegades issue number 5, Massacre Part 1. With a storyline title like that, you know it's going to be dark, you know it's going to be grim, and you know it's going to have major consequences for the Valiant universe moving forward. Then we make our way over to IDW, where we've got the newest issue of Atomic Robo. Really cool. Real Science Adventures from the world of Atomic Robo. And we have Brutal Nature continuing, as well as the brand new issue of Dirk Gently. Really cool series, really fun. Of course, the TV series has been really cool with Elijah Wood in it. Then we've got Dread Gods. It's a brand new book from writer Ron Mars with Tom Rainey on art. Really cool, and it's a sci-fi fantasy series that has a lot of really cool avenues to explore. Of course, Tom Rainey has done such great art over the years on a variety of different projects. I really liked his art in Outsiders years back. He also did some good work with Avengers Academy. Really cool stuff here. Really great to see a new, fully realized world. And of course, from names like Tom Rainey and Ron Mars, you know that they have been in the comic book industry for years and years. Ron Mars has been, he's been writing for like 20 years. He's Kyle Rayner's creator. Really cool stuff here. We've got the brand new issue of Judge Dredd, The Blessed Earth, as well as a brand new issue of Micronauts. Really cool series, really fun, playing into the current Hasbro universe that IDW has built in the last year. Then we've got Orphan Black's Deviations, showing some cool alternate reality Orphan Black stories. And we've got the brand new issue of Optimus Prime, once again playing in with that shared Hasbro universe. Now we're going to take a look up, and we've got some collections I want to show off. We've got the first volume of the Young Animal Shade the Changing Girl series. Really cool series, really fun, really trippy. Of course, an homage to the classic Shade the Changing Man, but in a modern lens. Very cool, very different. I've been loving the Young Animal projects, and I'm really excited to see where they go moving forward. Then we've got a new Supergirl collection. Really cool, some classic work, some of her older stories. And then we have Clean Room by Gail Simone. Fun Vertigo series that just wrapped up. Really great stuff. I cannot flip through that because it is not for the kids. Something that is, though, is the Gem and the Hologram series. Truly outrageous. This is volume 5. This is the conclusion of the main Gem and the Holograms book, but there are spin-off series still going on, like Gem and the Holograms Infinite. So if you want to check out Gem, that book is truly outrageous, literally. Then we have the deluxe hardcover for 4001 AD. Really cool, really nice edition. Of course, 4001 AD had a bunch of different tie-ins, and every single issue of it is all included here. The entire event, the entire crossover, really cool, and it's got that nice trade dressing that does line up with the other Valiant edition, so it'll look great on your shelf. Then from Steve Niles, we have the October Fashion Deadly Season, the latest series in the October Fashion series. And we have the first volume of Star Trek Boldly Go. Now, this is a more modern take on Star Trek. It's building off of the current movie universe, and it's the first 6 issues of the series. Really cool, really fun. Then from Image, we've got the newest volume of Birthright, Volume 5, The Belly of the Beast. Birthright is great, by Joshua Williamson, doing some really cool stories there. Of course, he's writing Flash, and he's written a number of great books for Image. Got to check out his Birthright series, which I think is his longest-running book. Really cool stuff. Then we've got Curse Words. Curse Words by Charles Soule and Ryan Brown. This book is weird. This book is awesome.
Just mention Curse Words?
Well, what is this? We have our very own Vic Melendez. How are you, Vic?
Hello, Henry. How are you?
I am doing quite well. Happy New Comic Book Day to you.
New Comic Day to you, too. It's good to have you here. Letting people know what we got what's to read this week, you know?
Well, Vic, you're the man on the floor. You're the eyes on the prize. What do you think people should be checking out this week?
Well, first off, Curse Words Volume 1 from Charles Soule and Ryan Brown, like you just mentioned. We both talked about this series. We're both reading it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, guys. This book is like comedy, magic, fantasy, all wrapped up to one in one weird story. It's great.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that book. Also, Mage is back. Matt Wagner's Wage. This is issue 0 for the final part of his trilogy. Also, Image is finally reprinting Volume 1 again. This is a book I've been trying to get my hands on for a very long time. I remember seeing the ads in Wizard, if you guys remember Wizard. And I've been wanting to read that book for the longest. So those two are my picks. I am reading those as soon as I get out of here. And also, Dark Days of Casting was quite interesting. I heard you talking about that. It's so Rage Team.
Some crazy stuff.
I remember I was reading it just this morning, and I flipped through the page, and when I saw them there, I'm like, whoa, my mind nearly exploded. I'm like, that just means that they're back, that they're a part of this continuity. So I'm very, very excited. And Marvel Spider-Man 2, which you guys will see in about a few minutes. Spider-Man 2 is coming out this week. Really, really good stuff. Really good. I've read it the other day, and it's not bad.
It's got the Vic seal of approval.
Got my seal of approval. I'm very interested for the next issue. My only problem is that it leaves, just like Bendis does on all his issue ones, leaves on the cliffhanger. So, you know, you're going to want more, but that's the sign of a good writer. Yeah. If you want to come back for the next issue, then please buy the next one, guys. And check out all the new books that Henry. I got to get used to this.
I'm a man of many names.
Many names.
Known far and wide.
And also the planetary trade I heard you mention this week. I know we're big fans of the aesthetics of the spines and stuff.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I noticed too, because like those 4 other trades have been out of print for almost a while now.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely excited for Planetary coming back. If you guys have never read it, listen to what he said. It is definitely Wildstorm's most critically acclaimed book. It is phenomenal. And also you could read why John Cassidy left to do Astonishing X-Men and then left the book for about a few years before issue 24 came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, well, luckily, by checking out the trades, you don't have to worry about those delays. But yeah.
It's just a little, comic trivia for you guys out there.
Well, cool. Well, thank you for Vic's picks.
No problem. Be well, guys.
Haha, Vic's picks. I like that. Just to close us off, we do have the new trade of Drifter this week as well, Volume 4. Really cool series as well from Image. Cutting back over, we're going to talk about some more IDW hits. We've got the latest issue of the first issue of the new Winona Earp is Season 0, taking a step back, taking place before the events of the hit TV series. Then we are up to Image, and we've got the new issue of Black Cloud, issue number 4 from Jason Latour. Really cool series, really fun. And we've got Deadly Class, issue number 29. Showcase a couple of these different covers. If you saw my shirt, you know I'm a fan of the series. Such a great book from Rick Remender and Wes Craig. Really fun, really like what they've done. And this book has taken some really cool twists and turns. And, you know, the thing is with Deadly Class, I can't really tell you anything about it because it'll spoil the fun out of it. But it's such a great series. You have to check it out. I love Wes Craig's art. And Rick Remender is, I think this might be my favorite Rick Remender book that he's ever done. And he's done a lot of great hits. Really happy with the course of action for Deadly Class. Think it's a really fun series. Then we have the newest issue of Eternal Empire, really cool series from Image, as well as the second issue of the very controversial Divided States of Hysteria. Of course, this has been all over the news, all over social media channels. If you want to see what the controversy is, check it out. Then there's the brand new issue of Killer Be Killed from Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Show off that cover. I mean, that's awesome. Seeing Lady Liberty in peril. Really cool series. Love Brubaker, love Phillips. They've worked on so many great books over the years. You got to check out their latest hit. There is a paperback that collects the early issues if you want to start from the beginning. Then we've got the 0 issue of Mage, just like Vic mentioned, from Matt Wagner. Really cool, and I'm actually going to take a second just to flip through and show some of this art. It is an issue 0, so it's meant to be accessible. It's meant to be easy for you to get in. And it's really fun, really cool, and it's always great. Matt Wagner has done so many cool books over the years to see his creative vision realized in his own project. Really cool, really great. Then we've got the newest issue of Regression, as well as the new issue of Rose, 2 really cool books from Image. They've got so many cool books, cool, unique stories. Then over here, we do have the signed copies of Shirtless Bear Fighter. Huge shout-out to Jody LaHupp and Sebastian Gerner for doing a signing with us. Really cool stuff. If you guys weren't able to make it, you can pick up the signed copies. We've got them here in the store. You can check them out online as well. Then we have the newest issue of Violent Love. This is issue number 6 of the Noir series. Really cool. And we're going to finish off Image with Youngblood, issue number 3. That's right, Youngblood is back and reimagined for a modern age. Really cool stuff from Chad Bowers and Jim Toe. Fun series and a fun modern reimagining of the property. So we've got the 3rd issue here, and we've got a reprint of the 2nd issue. Then we hit Marvel, and your eyes are not deceiving you. That is Jim Lee art of Rogue for Uncanny Avengers, issue number 25. Of course, Jim Lee doing covers for a bunch of different books based on his trading cards from the 90s. Some really cool stuff. In this current issue of Uncanny Avengers, they're tying in with Secret Empire. We get to see how the Avengers have been dispatched, the Avengers Unity Squad, in the current Secret Empire status quo, and just where they fit into things moving forward. Really cool stuff. Then we have issue number 4 of Black Panther and the Crew. Black Panther and the Crew has been a lot of fun, really cool, showcasing a bunch of really great heroes like Luke Cage, Misty Knight, and Storm, and of course, Black Panther. I mean, the name's in the title. Really cool series. We've got the latest issue of Deadpool, issue number 33. Now, Deadpool, in the current Hydra World Order, has thrown in with Captain America, with Steve Rogers, and has pledged allegiance to the United States of Hydra. He has sold out his more noble cause, and we are seeing Deadpool start to take a bit of a darker path and maybe live with some regret. Of course, we have seen some of the previews for Marvel Legacy has told us that Deadpool is going to be the despicable Deadpool very soon, and we see some of these despicable acts in this book as Deadpool starts going back to his more villainous origins back when he used to look like that, more Jim Lee style. So then, of course, we've got the newest issue of Defenders. We've got this cool Jim Lee cover right here. We also have the main cover by David Marquez. The Punisher strikes, lashing out against the Defenders. Just how does he fit in with the current status quo of Marvel's street vigilantes, and what's his role? Because Punisher's always been a bit of an outsider. Nobody's ever really, liked him a whole lot because he was the one who was killing everybody, and they're like, yo, bro, we can't be killing these guys. Just because they're bad doesn't mean they're that bad, So obvious conflict is obvious. Really cool to see them facing off against one another. We've got the latest issue of Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme. Of course, this is Wiccan has been playing a large part into the Sorcerer Supreme book. And now we're going to take a look up here. We're going to check out some more great trades. Of course, we have Mage Volume 1 from the original series. Vic mentioned it himself. It's a trilogy. This is the original book for Mage. Really cool to see it hitting the shelves. Then we've got Volume 1 of the new Image book, Romulus. And it is a really cool collection, really fun series. Really great to see new Image books highlighted. We've got the latest volume of the Brian Michael Bendis New Avengers. Now, this is really cool. This is actually when they retitled the series, I believe. This is... Haha, my eyes are good. So this is when they relaunched it from the Heroic Age, and it was Stuart Immonen, Brian Michael Bendis doing some really cool stuff, and we get to see some really cool storylines focusing on Doctor Strange and Iron Fist, playing with the Iron Fist mythology, major developments for the character unfolding in this volume. Then we've got the complete Steve Rogers Super Soldier. Now, this is from around that same period of the dawn of the Heroic Age. This was a 4-issue miniseries, as well as all the side stories that tied in. Really cool, of course. This outfit, this design, was the inspiration for the MCU when they did Winter Soldier. Then we've got some Guardians of the Galaxy books being recollected. And we've got the first volume of the new She-Hulk book, titled Hulk regularly. She-Hulk here. Really cool series, really fun, personal character narrative, really great. Then we've got more hulked out heroes with Totally Awesome Hulk, Big Apple Showdown. It's the third trade paperback of the series, and a really cool team up between a number of the characters of the Marvel Universe. We see Silk, we see Shang-Chi, Amadeus Cho, and Miss Marvel. We also get Jimmy Woo and some other characters popping up in the storyline. Really cool, and it's great to see a lot of the Asian characters and how they respond to one another. Really, really cool series. Then we've got Monsters Unleashed Battleground paperback, collecting a number of the actually every single one of the tie-in issues. So literally every single crossover issue for Monsters Unleashed collected there. Then we have the second volume of the original Marvel Comics Star Wars books from the late 70s, early 80s. And a personal favorite for me, we've got Daken, the Dark Wolverine Punishment. Now, this is the entire Daken Dark Wolverine saga from when he had that mantle. Really, 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 really cool stuff. I really liked Daken's turn in the this was during Dark Reign and the Dark Reign status quo. Daken is the son of Wolverine and plays differently than his father, having some pheromone control and not resisting the urge to kill nearly as much as Wolverine. And you know that Wolverine's not afraid to hack and slash, so if somebody else is even more willing, you know that they're pretty lethal. And we get to see a crazy clash with the Punisher that is one of the coolest, bloodiest issues I've ever read. And I really want to show it off. It's got John Romita art, or John Romita Jr. Maybe we could flip through and showcase some of this. Of course, we've got some Giuseppe Camuncoli art here. He's done so many great books since this. This was where he kind of caught my attention. And we see Norman Osborn as the Iron Patriot. Really cool series. And Norman Osborn in that storyline decided that the Punisher was a threat and sends Daken to take him down, and I really want to show it all off. but that would spoil all of the fun. Super cool, but check it out. Really great series from a couple years back. And Daken is featured more prominently in some of the current Marvel books, popping up in Iceman and also in On the Wolverine for Legacy. He has been shown. So really cool stuff. Then we've got the latest issue of Hulk. This is the same She-Hulk book that has a Volume 1, so you can check out Volume 1 and then check out the latest issue. This is a really fun storyline that shows other characters in the Marvel Universe kind of hulking out a little bit and how Jen is going to have to try to save the day and right these wrongs. Really cool, really fun series. Really liking what they're doing with Hulk. Then we've got the newest issue of Rocket from Al Ewing. Really cool stuff. And we've got Secret Warriors issue number 4 from Matt Rosenberg and Javier Garrón. This is one of my favorite books from Marvel. So much fun, so cool, such a great portrayal of the Inhumans characters. If you were intrigued by the Inhumans trailer, check out this book to see some of these characters and to see a really great focus on Karnak and, of course, Inferno right here on the cover. Then we've got another one of the big books of this week, super awesome. We've got Spider-Man 2. Now, Spider-Man 2 comes from Brian Michael Bendis and Sarah Pichelli. It is a sequel, of course, to Spider-Man 1 that came out 5 years ago now. Now, since the events of that book, the status quo of the Marvel Universe has changed a little bit, so we have to find out the mystery of the other Miles Morales. Of course, originally in Spider-Man, Peter went to the Ultimate Universe. He saw how crazy things were there, and he came back to his universe to try to discover who the Miles Morales of his universe was. Well, now that the universes has fused, we get to see just who that Miles Morales is and how he plays in to the lives of our Spider heroes here. Really cool, and we get to see a new interpretation of a classic Marvel villain. Really great stuff we get to see. I don't want to spoil too much for you, of course, but really great, and I really recommend that you check this out. It's going to be a big book for Marvel moving forward. Check this out. Really cool, ominous cover here. As we continue down the wall, we've got some more Spider goodness with Amazing Spider-Man issue number 30. Of course, this is tying in with Secret Empire as the Superior Octopus takes on Peter Parker. Art by Stuart Immonen, whose art I love, written by Dan Slott, who's been, of course, on Spider-Man for years now, doing some really cool storylines, following up on his Superior Spider-Man work from a couple years ago, which was a very cool, very hotly discussed book. Then we've got the newest issue of The Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. If you heard the news this week, Squirrel Girl has been cast for the new Warriors TV show and for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, debuting on Freeform next year. It's going to be really cool, and the Squirrel Girl book is so much fun. It's so unique and so different than anything else that's coming out by Ryan North and Erica Henderson. I highly recommend the series, and I highly recommend you check out this new issue because the book is so fun and so cool. Always a really great read. One of my favorite things, just showing off some of this really fun, vibrant art, is that at the bottom of the page, I don't know how well you can see this, there are actually little jokes that are written in the bottom crawl. So there's always enough material to read it twice, loaded with jokes, really fun, really cool series, and I'm really excited and happy with the Squirrel Girl casting news. I can't wait to see what the new Warriors TV show is like. Then, over in a galaxy far, far away, we've got the newest issue of Darth Vader from the Star Wars books. Of course, by Chris Sewell with art by Giuseppe Camicoli, who did that Dark Wolverine stuff that I was talking about earlier. Really cool stuff here. Really great. Maybe just flip it open. Oh, and check out that awesome display of power from Darth Vader. Of course, the Sith Lord, always a merciless foe for any Jedi who gets in his way, and it seems like that might be the case in this issue. Then we've got the newest issue of Dr. Aphra, as well as issue 152 of Venom. Really cool stuff here. Great to see Eddie Brock back in the mantle, in the role. Really interesting stuff. For some more Venom goodness, we've got the signed edition of Edom Venomverse from Matt Rosenberg. Really fun. We get to see X-23 having the Venom symbiote in issue number 1. And then in issue number 2 by Christopher Hastings, we see Gwenpool with the Venom symbiote. Now, this is where it gets really fun and really silly. We get Gwenumpool, something I never thought I would be able to say. Really great. And it's by Christopher Hastings, who does do the regular Gwenpool book. So you know that she still has an authentic voice, and it's really fun. Really cool, really silly. I love this variant cover as well by Ron Lim. Really cool stuff. Then as we continue down the wall, we have the director's cut of Vision #2. This is actually issues 3 and 4 of the Vision series that got headlines everywhere. One of the most critically acclaimed books that Marvel's done in the last few years by Tom King and Gabriel Hernandez Walta. Really fun book, really cool, and definitely a more cerebral read. Really interesting and a lot of layers to it. So getting the director's cut format really makes a lot of sense. Then we have some issues of Zombies Assemble. Actually, it's the same issue, different covers. It's issue #0. This is a really cool cover art by David Nakayama. Really cool book. Jim Zub handling the Americanization of the series. Really great, and you will see the spines on the other side. It is in the manga format, so it's cool and it's different. If you're looking for something a little alternative, something definitely worth checking out. Then we have the brand new issue of Old Man Logan, of course, Maestro Hulk and the Hulk family taking on Old Man Logan. Some really crazy stuff here. Of course, the Hulk facing off against Logan was one of the trademarks of the Old Man Logan storyline, so getting to see how that plays in with current continuity is really cool and really interesting. And more Jim Lee variant covers, really cool. Nice to see classic Professor X, especially because we miss him so much in the books right now. He's such a fun character. Then we've got the newest issue of Weapon X. Now, I love this cover. This cover with Warpath on it is awesome because I'm a sucker for Warpath. And I'm really enjoying this Weapons of Mutant Destruction storyline that is currently unfolding. Here you can see the X-ray of this Hulk and Wolverine hybrid that has been looming in the distance. Of course, Weapon X, the horrible organization dedicated to ruining the lives of mutants everywhere, has been trying to brew their own Hulk. And this storyline has been unfolding over the last couple issues. Really cool and really great. Greg Pak doing a really good job building the tension and building up their foe, their unseen, as of yet unseen foe. Really cool to see how they are getting ready to prep the team. This is crossing over with Totally Awesome Hulk, and it's really cool, really fun. Then we've got the newest issue of Generation X. Of course, Jubilee on this Jim Lee cover, probably the most marquee member of Gen X. And we've got the new issue from Christina Stein. Really fun book, really cool. Really great to see that Generation X is getting some good stories because I've missed Gen X. I love seeing the young kids of the X-Men universe. I think that they are really fun and really cool. Then we've got Jean Grey battling alongside the unworthy Thor. Thor Odinson guest stars in this issue. Jean has been facing off against the Phoenix in more ways than one, and now we get to see just how this plays into the world of Thor, because of course if you're reading the current Thor stuff, you know that the Phoenix has played a part in that series. Really cool to see how it fits in. Then we've got over here X-Men Blue, issue #7, tying in with Secret Empire. Really cool stuff. We get to see how the kids play in to this horrible world. Of course, they came from the past to try to fix the future, and it seems like the future is worse off than ever before. What will they be able to do to save the day? Will humanity survive? Only the X-Men can save us, I guess. But really cool, really fun stuff, and I'm really loving what they're doing with both that book and Secret Empire. But that's going to about do it for us here at Midtown. We have so many great books, and it's such a wonderful Wednesday. We would love to see you guys stop by any of our stores. We're here in Times Square on 40th Street. Then we've also got another store on 45th Street in Lexington. That's 459 Lex for Midtown Grand Central. And then we've got a downtown store at 64 Fulton Street as well. You can shop with us online and just come check out some of these awesome books because there's so many great hits. Check out Deadly Class, giving that another shout out. Love the series, and just have fun and enjoy your Wednesday.